Guess who got their second cake order? That's right, me. Oh my gosh, I still cannot believe it. So we ran into a little situation. Originally, the cake was due for Saturday, but my neighbor, well, should I say client now, texted and asked if I could do it a day earlier because the weather was bad on the day that she planned. So now the party is on Friday instead. Now, before I got that message, today was supposed to be my prep day. I was planning to bake, freeze the cake, and make all my props. But since everything got moved up, I basically had one day to do everything. I'm not gonna lie, I knew it could be done because it's not like I have multiple orders, right? But I told myself at the very least I needed to get the cakes crumb coated so I could feel somewhat prepared. So right away I got to work. This would be a French vanilla and strawberry cake with a vanilla pudding filling decorated in a cat themed design. I started by prepping all my pans and getting everything ready, then went straight into baking. Once the first cake cooled, I leveled it, wrapped it up, and set it aside, then moved on to the French vanilla cake. And listen, I have no idea what I'm doing here, but a lot of people said that I should cut the tops off the cake so it would help me level the cakes a little easier, and that's exactly what I did. And yes, I do use box cake because it's consistent every time, but I do not follow the box exactly. I swap in milk and vanilla and a little sour cream to make it richer and super As you can see, I made sure to sift all my dry ingredients and the pudding mix because nobody wants those little lumps in their batter. And I must say, this was one of the best cake combinations I've ever made. The vanilla and strawberry together, oh my god. Chef's kiss. And once I'm done pouring my cakes into the pan, I like to give it a little tap to release any air bubbles for a smoother batter. Now it was time to bring out Ruby, my big red mixer, of course. This time I came prepared. I doubled my buttercream recipe. So instead of 4 sticks of butter, I'm going to be using 8. And somewhere in between all of that, I got hungry and made myself a quick lunch, green plantain, because this is a staple in my house. If you ever come over and I don't have any food ready, you're getting plantain, okay? I checked on the buttercream and it still needed to be whipped a little bit more, so I let that run for another 5 minutes. So while I was working on my lunch, my husband came home and he too was also hungry. So I just ended up giving him my food because it was time to focus on the buttercream. Now for the fun part. I started adding the powdered sugar 1 cup at a time, and since I doubled this recipe, I had to use 10 cups instead of 5. I know it sounds a little intimidating, but trust me, this buttercream was just the perfect amount of sweetness. And can I just say, this is one of the most stable buttercreams I've ever made. Maybe making them in bigger batches really does make a difference. Somebody let me know. I stored most of the buttercream in an airtight container and left some out to color. And you guys, it only took 1 drop to get this perfect light pink. I was so happy with that color. I cleaned up Ruby a little bit and started working on the filling. In my previous video, somebody said my cake looked dry because there was not enough filling, so this time I came prepared. At first, it looked a little bit off, but then I realized the recipe actually called for 4 cups of heavy whipping cream instead of 2. I got that fixed and stored it away, and now it was time to put Ruby away.